Welcome to Ride Along. Today, I've got the 2020 Hyundai Palisade. Let's jump right into it. This is the 2020 Hyundai Palisade. Now, the arrival of the Palisade means that the Santa Fe XL is no more. Hyundai has discontinued the Santa Fe XL after 2019. They'll still continue the Santa Fe, but this is what is going to be replacing the XL. It is Hyundai's largest car. It is their largest SUV, and it's a good looking SUV. I've been extremely impressed with my little test of it today. Now, there are three different trims that you can have with this car. There is the SE trim, the SEL, and the Limited. Now, this is the SEL, the one right in the middle. What you'll find with the SE trim, the most basic of the trims, is just that. You'll get a very basic package. It is the car, it drives, it looks like a Palisade, but that's about all the features you're gonna get. This one being the SEL, it's right in the middle. I feel like it has the most flexibility as far as the packages are concerned. And then you've got the Limited, which of course has its luxury features. It's going to feel very premium. And so those are the three options you have as far as trims are concerned. The basic starts at about $31,500. Of course, you've got the options you add on to that are gonna bring up the price a little bit. The SEL, this one will start at about $33,000. You can expect to pay about $35,000 after all options and whatnot are added onto it. And then you've got the Limited, which jumps up to $44,000 starting. About $45,000 really is what you're gonna get. So, I mean, that's quite a big jump between the SEL and the Limited. But let's go through and I'll show you a few of the finer features of this car and see if you'll appreciate it as much as I do. Under the hood, you've got a 3.8 liter V6 engine that has an output of 291 horses. So pretty decent for the engine. Now, as far as the transmission is concerned, the Palisade comes standard with front wheel drive. However, on every trim, it is an option to be able to select all wheel drive. If you're in, I guess, a warmer climate, you're not gonna be too worried about sliding around on snow or in rain or anything. The front wheel drive will serve you just fine. Personally, I like the all-wheel drive. Anything that has all-wheel drive with where I live, I like. So I like that that option is available. It's important with a car this size as well, so that does come in handy. Now, when you're looking at an SUV, you're also going to be wondering about towing. And I'll tell you that the Palisade can. You can have the dealer install a towing hitch. It doesn't come on there automatically, so you have to ask the dealer if you want a towing hitch, and it can tow up to 5,000 pounds. So keep that in mind when you're considering this. If towing is something that you want to consider, then yeah, it can do it. Let's talk cargo space. The Palisade has plenty of it. I assume if you are getting an SUV, then you're getting it because of the cargo space. Makes sense to me. Now, the amount of cargo space that you'll have in here depends on how the seats are positioned. If you have all three rows up for 7 different passengers all in the vehicle, you're gonna have about 18 cubic feet of cargo space you're gonna be working with. Now, if you don't need the third row up, then Hyundai's made it extremely easy to be able to adjust the space however you need. If you take the third row down, then you get a lot more cargo space. You'll be working with about 46 cubic feet of cargo space with this. Now you can even take down the second row as well. And they've made it extremely easy to do that as well. And that'll give you about 86 cubic feet to work with. And not to mention, right below, let me show you this here. Got a nice little cubby, a stowaway spot. Very nice for any kind of additional goodies you might need to stow away. But yeah, you've got plenty of rooms, plenty of options. And I promise you, if you move the seats down for moving furniture or whatever it might be, trips to, I don't know, maybe you're buying out Costco and you just need everything in it, you're gonna have the room. Nothing to worry about there. This is what you're gonna be seeing behind the driver's seat. Now, I do have to say, it's a comfortable driver's seat. I should know, I've been sitting in it all day and it's comfy. You'll be happy with it. Now there are two packages that you can add on top of the SEL trim. If you get the limited trim, you're gonna get both these packages, so you don't have to worry about that. But with the SEL, I feel like there's a little more flexibility in that you can choose these packages to really make the car as nice or as, I guess, basic as you would like. So those two packages are the convenience package and the premium package. And each of those come with their own little list of goodies. And I'll point those out as we go through the interior of the car and I show you some of the features that it has. Now to start, you get into the car, phone, wallet, keys. Where are you gonna put them and what kind of benefits does your car provide for those items? First, obviously right here, we've got the cup holders. Now the cup holders, they can be as large or as small as you would like. You've got your typical standard size cup holder that you can hold it there. If your bottle's a little larger, these nifty little things fold right into the center console, so you don't have to worry about that. You do have a USB port here as well. Now, if you have the convenience package, something mightily convenient is that your car is wireless charging ready. If your phone is able to charge wirelessly, you just place it right there onto the mat and voila, your phone will never die. You do also have some connectivity to your car as well through either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So whatever device you're using, you'll be able to connect. If it gets wireless charging, you're gonna be pretty happy with that. Now, if you don't have wireless charging, there is no shortage of USB ports throughout this car. I promise you, you're gonna be able to do just fine with keeping your car or your phone charged up just fine. Then of course, we've got a few other comfort features here. You've got heated seats, you've got different driving modes. So as you're driving around, you can be in eco mode, which I like to stick in because, you know, better gas mileage. Of course, you've got a sport mode, among a list of others that will alter the way the car rides, alter the way it accelerates, of course, and will just ultimately make for the driving experience that you want in this very spacious car. As for your passengers, they are going to be just as comfortable as you are. Promise you, these seats are great. Now with the SEL and the Limited, you can have the 7-passenger option. So you've got the 2 captain's chairs here in the second row and then the bench in the third. With the SEL, it is an option to do the 8-passenger. You can do the bench in the middle as well as the bench in the back. With the SE trim, that's just how it is. You're gonna have 8 passengers. It'll be benches on both second and third. The Limited, it's only gonna be 7. You're gonna have these 2 captain's chairs. I like the captain's chairs, but if you've got more kids, maybe you need more room, or who knows, whatever, you need more passengers, you'll have that option with the SEL or the SE. Now, another nice little feature for the passengers here, built right into the door is this nice little sunscreen. If you're just tired of the sun shining on you, maybe you've got some new children, babies that you don't want the sun shining on all the time, then there's that nice little option too. As for your phones, we've got 2 USB ports here in the front seats, built in so that your rear passengers can kind of charge their phones if they need to, keep them charged. And then you've also got AC, heating, the HVAC controls right here in the center console for your rear passengers. And then you've got even more power options. You've got the 12-volt port there, as well as an actual outlet, like a wall plug. So you can plug anything in back here. I don't know. I remember as a kid, I always thought that'd be so cool because I could just plug in my video game system or whatever. But yeah, if you need to charge your laptop and it's maybe doesn't work on USB port for some reason because your laptop's not from anything newer than 2008, then yeah, you've got that option. You've got the wall outlet you can do. And last but not least, you've got the third row here. Now you'll notice I have a little more leg room back here. That's because the second row seats are adjustable with where they sit, so you can give the people in the back row a little bit more leg room, make it a little more comfortable for them. The floor is a little more elevated than what you'll find in the second row, just because they have the floorboard that goes down a little bit. Back here, there's a little more lift where your feet will sit, so you're gonna be sitting a little bit higher. It's not extremely uncomfortable though. In fact, it's not uncomfortable at all, I should say. I'm sitting just fine. Now, third row, you'll notice as well, We've got a nice USB port here, another one over there as well. If you're keeping count of how many USB ports there are throughout this car, the total is 7, in case you haven't been keeping count. 7 USB ports. Your phones will not die. They will always have a charge, or video game systems, whatever. Everything's charged on USB these days, so you've got a long road trip, it's gonna survive purely because it can constantly be charged. We've got some cup holders back here as well. Plenty of room. You're gonna be fine. Like I said, it's a comfortable car, and it's gonna be comfortable for everyone that's in the car. Now, it being a new Hyundai, there's plenty of safety features that will allow you to drive safely as well. It's called the Hyundai Smart Sense, and those are the safety features that are included in Hyundai's effort to create a more safe vehicle for you and your family. Now, across all trims, the only thing that is standard from the basic up to limited is going to be the rear occupancy alert system. Pretty much tells you anyone sitting in the back, they're not wearing their seatbelt, it'll let you know, and you can get after them for that. As for the other safety features, most of them start appearing in the SCL, and then of course all of them are present in the limited trim. Now, within the SCL, some of the safety features that you will expect to see are things like adaptive cruise control. Traffic starts to slow down, your cruise control will be able to sense that. If you're trying to park, it'll give you the distance alert at the front of your vehicle, so you're not going to crash into the wall. And then you've also got that when you're driving in reverse. Now, with this nice little touch screen here, the infotainment center, you also have the rear view camera as well as the proximity alert there, so you're not bumping the rear end of your car into the wall or anything. Along with that, you've got lane keeping assist. I believe they call that the highway drive assist. Pretty much keeps you in your lane. If you start to deviate, it'll prevent it. There is blind spot awareness as well. And then all sorts of other things that I haven't been able to test out just because some of the other safety features are only present in the limited edition. So that's it for safety features. The pros and cons of the vehicle, honestly, there's a lot more pros than there are cons of this car. The pros, first off, it is affordable. For an SUV, this is a great price. I keep thinking of the Lexus LX SUV. It's a fine vehicle, of course, but this is probably a third of the price. And honestly, you're getting some great styling in the car. You're getting a great ride, plenty of safety features, all at an extremely affordable price. If you want to splurge a little bit, of course, you can get the limited edition, so there's that, but even that is pretty affordable. The second pro of this vehicle is it's spacious. It is a roomy vehicle. Obviously, it's an SUV, so it's going to be spacious. But I've really enjoyed the room. I haven't felt cramped at all in any of the seats throughout the car. I don't feel cramped. So you're going to be fine as a driver. Your passengers are going to be just as happy. So there's really nothing to worry about there. And then the third pro of the car, it's a very comfortable ride, as I just mentioned. It's nice and smooth. It feels great. It just floats. I like it. It's comfortable. You're going to be happy as a driver. It's just how it is. So the ride goes hand in hand with the comfort overall of the spacious living of the car here. As for the cons of the car, the first con is that the safety alert, the noise that lets you know when something's wrong, it is obnoxious. It is an obnoxious noise. And it doesn't go away immediately. But that's the first con of the car. The second con, and this is going to be not necessarily a Hyundai Palisade specific con, but it does apply to the 2020 model. And that is that brand new cars, brand new models of cars, they always have their kinks and their quirks. There's always going to be some issue that the manufacturer just doesn't know about because it's a brand new body. Now, that's going to be across any make and any model that it's going to be, there's going to have some issues. And they'll usually work out most of the issues by the time they reach, let's say, the 2021 body. So that's just a risk you're gonna put up with a brand new body. So keep that in mind when you're looking into this car. It's been great, but it is brand new, and so there's things that the manufacturer probably hasn't considered yet. And you know, there's gonna be recalls and there's gonna be other things that will come up. That's just natural, but it is a new body, so you're gonna have to keep that in mind. As for my final verdict of the car, would I consider buying it? Yeah, and you should too, actually. You should definitely consider buying this. Now, if you're single and you're the only person that's gonna be in the car and you're gonna use it as a commuter car, I probably wouldn't consider this. It is an SUV. It's gonna have a lot of space. It's not the most amazing car on gas mileage, so keep that in mind. But if you've got a family, definitely consider the car. It's spacious, roomy. It's got all of the amenities that you would need for your family, or even for your friends. It'd make a great road trip car, actually. Now, as for the package that I would consider, and this comes down to personal preference, but I would definitely do the SEL package with or the SEL trim with the comfort package. I might actually consider the premium package. There's some things in the premium package that aren't necessary, but they'd be nice to have. As for the convenience package, you're gonna get a lot of the great things that you need to really make the best driving experience. Now those two packages, they do add about $2,200 and $2,400 respectively if you're looking at the comfort and the premium. As for the limited trim for the car, it would take a lot of convincing to tack on an additional $12,000 for me to consider that package, because that is where it sits at about $12,000, $13,000 more from the SEL trim. It's a little steep for adding in a lot of luxury features that quite frankly aren't necessary, but you do get everything that is optional in the SEL package. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to splurge a little bit and you really do want a luxury experience, then yeah, go with the limited. If you're on a bit of a budget and you really want a nice SUV for a lot of bang for your buck, the SEL is going to be a great car. So I'd personally go with that. Look at the convenience package, look at the premium package as well. And I think you're going to be extremely happy with this car. It's certainly been good to me today. So I like it. I like it a lot. And that wraps up everything with the Hyundai Palisade. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Ride Along. If you did, obviously you know what to do. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. I'll keep making more reviews. I'll try to make them as engaging as possible. If you have any suggestions or any kind of improvements to the review process or anything that you'd like to see me focus on a little bit more on the cars, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to check those and add anything that you guys suggest. And be sure to go over and check out my website. I'll have the link in the description below. On the website, I've got a few more features. I'll be including the video, but I've got some still photos as well so that you can look around the car at a little higher resolution. And you can kind of take your time with the review of the car as well. I'll include a written review of the car so that you can read through that and really hopefully just give you any kind of information that you would need to better learn more about these cars. So anyways, that about does it. You all have a great day.